Live. Welcome back.
I forgot to learn in a different language. Hola, amigo.
Me more.
Welcome back. I'm going to say it just normal.
There you go. Well, week 1 is English.
Yeah, this is week 1.
You can say it in hillbilly or something if you want.
Hey, welcome back.
All right. What a weekend of football we had.
Again. I mean,
what looked like a Saturday that would be a great Saturday to take your family to the pumpkin patch or go apple picking, whatever. It looked like a not a great slate. Alabama gets upset. Tennessee loses.
Huge upset.
Like, what happened?
Yeah.
It's all college football is always when you least expect it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
Well, I mean, look how unpredictable the NFL's been, right? Yeah. And college football is like, hold my beer.
Exactly. It's crazy.
And on a like you said, on a bland weekend, which you're expecting nothing but blowouts and not very many competitive games, it's like you got 2 potential national championship contenders going down to teams. And I mean, I'll tell you this. I don't follow many Tennessee accounts or anything, but I follow a few Bama accounts. Good Lord, are those people losing their minds after losing to Vandy?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think this is what you're going to get with the transfer portal
and
NIL.
Yep.
The bottom has come up big time.
And the top hasn't risen anymore.
Yeah, that quarterback for Vandy is electric.
Yeah, which also I think it's better for college football.
I agree. There's more parity.
Yep.
So
you have more people. You have more teams that are contending. Make it tougher on the committee to make a decision on who makes playoffs, so on and so forth.
Vandy still plays in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
They beat a good Virginia Tech team earlier in the year.
Yep.
Which I did call that.
You did
earlier.
Yes, you did. Yep.
I definitely did not call this one.
No.
Like I had them in a couple parlays to cover the spread.
Yeah, it had to be 98% money was on Bama and Tennessee.
After you watch Bama do what they did to Georgia, you see that?
Right. 2 different teams.
Like, what?
2 different teams came out of the tunnels.
So, and then they keep playing that Nick Saban. Every place in the SEC is hard to play except for Vanderbilt.
Yep. Yep.
I'm like, oof.
Yep.
So
yep. Not good. And then I saw one parody. It was like, it's like Nick Saban sitting in the locker room when the new head coach walks in and it's like, you let up 40 points to Vanderbilt?
Yep.
And then it's like, Coach, 40 points to Vanderbilt. I'm like, that's about what it would look like.
That was it's a tough look. But then you see, that's what's so awesome about college football. They storm the field.
Oh yeah.
They take the goalpost down Broadway
and threw it in the water. Kate was like, did you see this? She goes, does this happen all the time? I'm like, no, only when a ridiculous upset happens.
Think about what could be a better town to have a major upset like that and you're a college student. Nashville? Going out on Broadway after,
walking down Broadway with a goalpost.
Yes. So that would be, that's nuts. What a week of college football.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
And we slacked. We didn't put too much stock into it and ended up, I probably watched more college football highlights over the weekend than I did the NFL. So, and of course, the NFL wasn't much of a slouch. You had a few good games there, but I mean, college took this weekend. I'll give college football this past weekend over the NFL.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you do that more often than not, but I'm bigger NFL. You're bigger college. This past weekend, I give it to college. They had some games that really turned some heads.
We did have Navy still looks great. They killed Air Force.
Yeah.
And then I keep hearing people talk Navy and Army are both undefeated right now.
Yes. Yep. Might be a hell of a game come end of the year, the official Army-Navy game.
So with the Army-Navy game, Army and Navy are now both in the American Conference.
Uh-huh.
That game does not count as a conference game.
I'm aware. Yeah.
So, I mean, it could have playoff implications, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think so. It has to.
Both of those teams,
if they finish,
they could play that game and then play the following week in the conference championship.
Yep. Yeah, while everybody else gets a break.
And then in that conference championship, the winner of that is likely going to go to the playoff if they're both still undefeated.
Yep. Because isn't that the only game that week? Army Navy.
Well, they've added in some like HBCU stuff.
Okay, and I know a lot of.
Yes, it's the major.
Yeah.
Like,
and I know a lot
game.
of high schools, state high school championships are that weekend as well. Because I'm used to watching high school state championship games, especially on the East Coast, like early games leading up to that game. So yeah, I do. I specifically remember that in years past.
Yeah. So. A lot to look forward to there.
Do you know where it's at? Is it at Army or at Navy this year in Annapolis?
They don't play at Army or at Navy. It's normally at like in Philly or in Baltimore
M&T.
or in
M&T.
It's somewhere like that.
You know what? You're right, because
sure where it's at.
My father, he's got a couple PSLs. He asks me every year. He goes, I got first dibs on tickets if you want to go to the Army Navy game. And I don't know, I'm always doing something, but this
That's
year,
a bucket list item.
This year I think we might go. Nice. So yeah, I'll see, because he's got 4 tickets. So I'll see, if you want to go and it is in Baltimore, I'll see if he can scrounge up all 4, and then we'll all go. We'll just grab one other person.
Sounds good. Here, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
But then we'll kind of get into NFL real quick after that. But let me see. Army.
I just can't remember where it was last year.
No shit, it's at FedEx Field.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Different.
Might have to.
So then he's not going to have priority.
No.
But that game doesn't sell out.
What?
That game doesn't sell out. Not an NFL stadium.
Army Navy?
Yeah.
Every year it's sold out.
Are you serious?
Every year.
An NFL stadium?
Yep.
Okay.
Every year
we'll
get
on early then.
Yeah.
We'll get on early. We'll you know another game I would like to see? I don't mean to cut you off. I would like to go up to Notre Dame in like November. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that'd be cool to go see a Notre Dame game in November.
No, I agree.
November, December, snowing up there and everything. Just take a weekend. That'd be pretty cool. That's another bucket list thing for me, because one of my favorite sports movies growing up was Rudy. You know what I mean? Classic.
See,
football.
I wasn't I liked it, but I wouldn't say it was one of my favorites.
Dude, that was a great movie.
But
anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
didn't mean to go on a rant. We were talking about our bucket list.
College football is what a weekend.
Yeah.
On to NFL. I took a couple games back from you.
Yes, you did. You took the lead back.
We'll start Thursday night. We were both wrong. We had Tampa. And we had the under, which we were double wrong.
Way off on that one. Good Lord. But I mean, Tampa was in it till the final bell, right?
Yep.
Atlanta kicked the game-winning field goal at the end, and back-to-back weeks now Atlanta's done that. I mean, they were my pick to win the division, but I was like, Tampa's hot. Tampa was hot. I didn't think, and Baker Mayfield still throwing a ton of touchdowns.
But they've been up and down.
Your touchdown parlay hit within the first quarter, I think, because Drake London caught the first one, then Mike Evans came back and caught the second one. So your double time, anytime touchdown parlay hit.
I wish I would have bet it myself.
I know, right? Kyle Pitts, even though he did not get a touchdown, because that was my single lonesome, he didn't get a touchdown, but I think he had over 100 yards. It was his best single game performance since he's been drafted.
I think Kirk Cousins threw for like over 400 yards.
Yes, he was on pace for over 500 at the end of the first half. He had like 260 at the end of the first half.
One of the guys I was playing in fantasy this week had him on the bench.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I played against a guy who had Baker on the bench, who also had close to 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
But then we had
fun game to watch, though.
Absolutely,
back and forth. Yep.
Then we had the London game Sunday morning. The Jets.
Are they done? Are they wrapping it up?
They fired their coach, Bob Saleh.
Bob Saleh. I don't know how. Like, what did he? How has he? The offense has not gotten going. The defense has been the only thing keeping them in games. How does he get fired? Why doesn't the offensive coordinator get fired?
Because it's Aaron Rodgers' best friend.
Oh, that's a good point. Can't hack it, right?
Yeah. But, I think the Vikings are a wagon, and the Jets. I was second guessing my
You
pick
were. You
too.
were.
You
I
had me
went back
second
and watched the
guessing, but
video. Yep. I almost had you convinced to switch it, and you were like, no, I'm not. And what about another underwhelming performance by a top 3 fantasy football player in Brees Hall? He's averaged 13 yards his past 3 games and no touchdowns.
their offense hasn't done much at all.
Nothing at all.
And Aaron Rodgers looked like he could barely move after that one.
He was taking some hits.
Yeah,
Now, do you think that's just a showing of how good Minnesota's defensive line is, or is that how bad the Jets' offensive line is?
both.
Both combination? Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
So I
That's
think the
fair.
Jets are bad.
And Minnesota's good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
um,
So remember how we were talking a few weeks ago? Baker Mayfield is one of the top picks, got to be for MVP. Sam Darnold's name's got to be in there. Look at the year he's having. Look at the year he's having. And you know who else? And we'll get to this game. Jayden Daniels is now a top 5 favorite for MVP as well. So, and I have a fun bet that I'm going to see if you agree with when we get to this week's picks. But anyway, yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to throw it out there. Sam Darnold has to be in the MVP conversation. Jayden Daniels is undoubtedly in the MVP conversation.
I agree.
Not just Offensive Rookie of the Year anymore.
I'm nervous at how well things are going. I'm just waiting for something to go wrong.
Don't worry.
I hope it doesn't.
In about 4 days, it will.
But Carolina at Chicago, we both had the Bears.
We both had their defense completely shutting them down.
Which they did.
Yeah, we were. And the unders, I believe, did hit in that game, which was one of our unders picks.
Mm-hmm. Then we had Baltimore at Cincinnati. We both had the Ravens.
What another great game.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, Atlanta on Thursday, amazing game. Down to the wire, last second field goal. Ravens, Bengals, conference, division, not conference, divisional games. We call it every week. It's going to be a tight race, right? So overtime, Bengals strip Lamar, get down, 39-yard field goal for one of the most accurate kickers in the NFL, and the holder botched it. The holder. Wasn't the kicker's fault, wasn't the snapper's fault.
Yep.
As he's going down, you just see the ball slip, and it's I'm not going to lie, every Ravens fan that I know wanted to just blow the team up as soon as Lamar fumbled the ball. And then as soon as they missed that kick, every Baltimore white trash fan, Ronnie, white trash Ronnie, he's like, we're back in it, baby. We're going to Super Bowl. So, but, Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry won me a bet. I needed him to have over 49 and a half rushing yards. He had 37 until that last run of the game. 37 the Bengals held him to. 37 rushing yards, and then all of a sudden he breaks a 50-yarder off.
Dude, I've got a new fun bet, I think, for every week.
Okay.
Whoever Cincinnati is playing, take whatever game they're in, take the over.
Yeah.
They can't stop anybody, and they're going to score 1,000,000 points.
Yep. And Joe Burrow is undoubtedly the best statistical quarterback in the league right now. 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1,500 yards, something ridiculous in yards. He leads every statistical category a quarterback should lead. He leads. And
they can go up and down the field.
And he only has 1 interception. Yeah, but they couldn't stop a runny nose with a beach towel.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. It's bad. Not saying that the Ravens have a lackluster offense. The Ravens have a very dominant offense, but the Ravens also have what's supposed to be a semi-dominant defense, which has not shown up the past few weeks. Did you see the new hire? Dean Pease. We brought Dean Pease back.
Nice.
Assistant defensive coordinator for Zach Orr. So, yeah, I think that the Ravens organization realized that Zach Orr was maybe in a little bit over his head. So, because of him being so young and everything. So, they brought back, they spoke, and Zach Orr was like, yes, let's bring Dean Pease back to kind of help turn him into what a defensive coordinator should be. Because you might not remember, I know you're not the biggest Ravens fan, but when Dean Pease was here, the Ravens had a top 5 defense for 4 years in a row. Top 5 in every statistical category: turnovers, rushing defense, and passing defense.
Hopefully, they haven't implemented anything this week, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
Then we had Miami and New England.
What a barn!
Ugh.
You talked about the dumpster
15-10, right?
The dumpster fire game.
Yeah.
15. And once again, the unders.
Mm-hmm.
That was our double leg. That was our 2-leg parlay for unders, and it hit.
Yep.
Them and then the Chicago-Carolina game.
And now New England, Drake May is going to be starting this week.
I did see that announcement. I think I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to give him some time to really learn the system, make sure he knows it. Don't just want to throw him out to the wolves. But I will say this. They better start running the ball a little bit more because that offensive line is not the greatest, and the last thing you want to do is have a rookie get his head taken off.
Yep.
So his first couple of weeks, or he's going to be shook the whole rest of the year. So granted, New England went into this year knowing that they weren't going to win anything. Yeah. They had to. They're in a rebuilding stage, but it's frustrating when you see a team like Chicago who went out, drafted a rookie quarterback, and is winning. When you see especially a team like the Commanders go out and draft a rookie quarterback and be able to put it together with, I would say...
See, I can't even listen to you say that without me smiling.
I know. I would say total roster talent-wise, like on paper, just on paper,
yeah.
Chicago's number one, followed by Washington, but very, very close to Washington is New England. And then look at the difference in those teams. Look at the difference. So, now granted, we haven't gotten to see Drake May yet. So we can't judge Drake. We can't judge him just yet.
Yeah.
But undoubtedly, through week 5, Jayden Daniels is...
They're saying it's Mayday time.
Yeah, New England it might be.
Then we had Cleveland at Washington. You had
Commanders
the
dominated,
Browns.
man.
Yeah.
They dominate. I tried to give the Browns one last shot, but I think that they're done.
I think Deshaun Watson is broken.
I think so too. Which sucks because Amari Cooper did so well last year with Joe Flacco, and now, I got him on my fantasy team. I'm thinking about benching him. You know what I mean? I got guys like Ladd McConkey and Pierce, the other white guy for the Colts who's catching passes from Joe Flacco. And you know what I mean? And it's like Amari Cooper is a great wide receiver, but I just don't think he's got it. And that was one of the landing spots for Devontae Adams. It was like do a Amari Cooper for Devontae Adams and then add in like a 4th round pick or something. And I'm like, he's gonna hate being that. He's not gonna want to go there.
Yeah,
he's not gonna want to. Why would Amari Cooper probably love to get out, but Adams isn't gonna want to go there.
Yep.
So, but yeah. Anyway, good call on your Commanders. I think they are the real deal. Obviously, as long as Jayden Daniels is on the field, they have a shot to win every single week. And they've been dominating. Let me not just say they have a chance to win. They've been dominating some teams.
It's scary how good they look right now.
Yep. And especially this 4 weeks. 4 weeks, and Jayden Daniels is performing the way that he's performing.
I don't know how to feel.
Hey,
but
I got B-Rob in 2 leagues, and they are giving him the rock when he
automatic
needs to get
touchdown
the rock.
in the goal.
Yeah.
In the
do we start doing another 2 Derrick Henry and Brian Robinson each week? How do you not? You got to win money by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry leads the league. I think Brian Robinson is number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
In touchdowns.
I think he scored almost every game.
Just about. Yeah.
Yep.
Derrick Henry scored like twice every game except for the first one.
Brian Robinson had like 7 carries for like 20 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns. Yeah.
So
he's still gonna get in the end zone. Yep.
So I love what's going on in Washington.
And then just looking at the cap space that you got, like you guys, you know what I mean? Like if you make the playoffs this year, it's already a win. That's already a winning season.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you go into the offseason with still good draft stock and the top 3 open salary cap in the whole league with no guys that you need to permanently put a large contract on right now. It's like you guys can make some big moves to make the push and officially push Philly and Dallas out of the way.
Yeah. Which both of them don't look great right now.
They do not look great. Anyway.
Indy at Jacksonville. We both had Jacksonville.
Yep.
Jacksonville won.
Snuck it out. Barely beat Joe Flacco.
Yep.
Who put up another amazing game. 2 touchdowns, 300-some yards. It's like
he's buying himself time, dude.
He is. Did you see he got a shout-out from Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he can hoop.
Yep. He said, put that man on any team. He gonna hoop.
He's not wrong.
He's not. Look what he's done each year. It's
awesome.
look what he did with Cleveland. Now look what he's doing with Indy with Anthony Richardson being out. It's like, man.
And are they better with him than they are with Anthony Richardson?
Right now, yes. Moving towards the future,
in the future, no.
Obviously, not.
But,
Well, no.
yeah.
I mean, like
this year,
you have to go with Richardson because he needs that game.
He needs the reps.
He needs the reps. He needs those real regular season game reps. So it's like, yeah, I get it. You're paying Joe, $8-9 million this year to kind of just help him along and everything like that. But ultimately, if you really want Richardson to progress, I mean, if he can be back on the field, he needs to be the starter. As good as Joe is doing, you got to have him because he is your next 5 or 10 years. But I mean, it ain't looking good with all the injuries he gets, man. He takes some hits that similar quarterbacks like Jayden Daniels are not taking.
I think it's because Jayden Daniels has played more. I think
he has played. Yeah,
hadn't Anthony Richardson only played like 13 games since high school or something like that?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. Yeah.
So
yep.
I think just that experience,
of knowing when to go down.
Yeah. So, and then we had Buffalo at Houston. Man, Josh Allen did not have a good day.
What happened?
I mean, I heard he got his bell rung early. And probably was just kind of out of it for the rest of the day.
Yep.
But
I had a problem with giving Buffalo a point going into Houston. I had a problem with that. That's why I'm like, this has got to be a Buffalo game.
But they still, it was still a close game.
Still ended up being close at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Still ended up being close. But Houston took the victory on that one. And Houston, again, I mean, it's like come out one week just flat, and then the next week you beat a team like Buffalo, and Buffalo starts 3-0, and all of a sudden they get pulverized by the Ravens, and now it looks like that division's up for grabs again.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they were going to run away with it because the Jets aren't doing anything. Miami's done for the year.
They're still going to run away with it because there's no one else in that division.
Yeah, correct. They might go 9-8 and win the division by 3 games.
You might be right. So I mean, definitely in a good spot
if
there.
Allen stays healthy. If he gets knocked out for whatever reason, a team will only have to go 7-9, maybe 6-10 to win that division, which would be scary.
You're right.
So if Allen gets knocked out and Drake May is anything like he's being progressed to be, because New England has the defense. We know they got the defense, right? They've been shutting good teams down defensively. They just cannot get in the end zone. If Drake May is half of what any of these rookie quarterbacks are, and Josh Allen goes down for any reason due to injury, they could be the front runner. So unless Aaron Rodgers just completely turns it around, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yep.
Then we had Vegas at Denver, Broncos, Bo Nix.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah,
looking good again.
I like what we see there.
Yep.
Then we had Arizona at San Francisco.
Both had that one wrong.
Did we? Arizona won, right?
Arizona won. Yep, 24-23.
I think the 49ers have some problems.
I don't know. From one week to another, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, we expect them to blow teams out because of how dominant they've been in the past. And it's, like I'm hearing people saying, why is Kyle Shanahan not on the hot seat? And it's like, well, he made it to the Super Bowl the past couple of years and made it to the NFC title game, 3-4 years in a row now. It's like, he's probably not going to be with a quarterback who's only making $800,000 this year.
Yeah.
So, and then the multiple injuries that's going. I mean, it's been an injury-plagued season for a lot of those big teams.
Kyler Murray's playing good football right now, too.
He is. Yes, he is. And their defense is playing well, I wouldn't have had Arizona's defense in the top 15.
Yeah.
So, but you hold any team that holds San Francisco to only 3 touchdowns, you're doing something.
Yeah.
You're doing something.
Then we had Green Bay at the Rams. I had Green Bay, you had the Rams.
Yeah. Yep.
Rams are just beat up.
I think until Puka comes back and
Cooper Kupp
comes back, I don't think that they got and now Stafford got rocked.
Yeah.
So he's already listed as questionable. If Stafford goes down, I know that they have Garoppolo, but he's not. I've never seen that man make a big play in my life. He's a game manager, and
Matt Stafford.
He's not. They don't have the defense on the field to just have a game manager or quarterback. They got to have a gunslinger.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Then we had the Giants at Seattle. I wanted so badly to pick the Giants.
You did. I remember watching the video.
And I should have.
You were all over the Giants.
I should have.
And you were like,
I had them covering.
You did have them covering, which obviously they won.
Yep.
But yeah. Yep. That was a good call.
Danny Dimes. You know.
Yeah.
Then we had Dallas at Pittsburgh for the late night Sunday night. It got pushed back a little bit because of the weather.
Yep.
I couldn't stay up for.
I think I watched the first quarter.
Yeah,
that was it, and then I was like, I'm done.
And it also was like a rock fight too. Watching the Steelers' offense is painful.
Ezekiel Elliott was the star of the game. He had two or three touchdowns. So ended up being a barn burner.
Yep.
Interception at the goal line at the end though. Fields was trying to drive him down the field.
Mm-hmm.
So now of course. You get a loss, and now all of a sudden, Russell Wilson, this is his first full week of participation since the preseason. Like,
what do you think happens there?
Here we go. I think Fields still gets a start this week, but if he is underperforming, he has the shortest leash in the world. He has to.
Mm-hmm.
Because they brought Russell Wilson in to be the starter. That was undoubtedly the decision. Because Denver's still paying him $30 million a year, and Pittsburgh's only paying him like 1.7, whatever the league minimum is for veterans. He has a very short leash. I think if Pittsburgh only puts up a couple field goals in the first half this coming weekend, if they play this weekend, right? Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they play the Raiders.
If they only have a couple field goals against the Raiders, you might see Russell Wilson come out and start the second half.
Raiders are pretty good on defense, though.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
The Steelers are horrible on offense.
That's true.
They're just terrible.
Then we had New Orleans at Kansas City. You, for some reason, chose the Saints.
I really thought that they were going to. Yeah, I don't know why.
A close game.
It was.
But you could tell from.
A few more favorable calls in Kansas City's direction, as usual.
Once I saw that New Orleans had two offensive linemen out, I'm like, all right, this game's over.
Yeah. Kansas City's D-line is very dominant.
So
Chris Jones alone.
Yeah. So I took two from you that week.
You did.
Now I'm up one.
Took the lead back.
Back in the lead.
Yep.
So we're staying close.
I like it.
I
figure we would. And it's not like we've gone like only 2 games each week that are different. I mean, last week we had 6 different picks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had 6 games where we went opposite ways on it, and it was like, okay, you got 2 back from me. So I would say we've been fairly consistent with most of the games, but the ones where we've went the opposite, we've been still split on where we went opposite.
Yep. So now this week we have this is definitely the one you don't want to take your kids to the pumpkin patch. You don't want to do apple picking or anything on Saturday.
Got a good lineup.
Saturday, you have the Red River rivalry, Texas and Oklahoma.
Let's go Texas! I love you, Lang.
Longhorns.
I see him tomorrow. I might wear an orange shirt.
There you go. You have Penn State at USC.
Ooh, at USC?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Ohio State at Oregon.
Okay.
Ohio State's ranked number 2 and Oregon's number 3. So crazy.
That's got to be the biggest as far as rankings go. Biggest game of the week.
Yep. And then you have Ole Miss at LSU. Ole Miss is ranked 9. LSU's like 13, I think. So a lot of good games there.
I think is it an upset? USC over Penn State?
That would be an upset.
Penn State having to travel all the way out there. I think, I would take a flyer on USC.
I wouldn't.
No, you think Penn State's going to dominate? Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't say dominate, but I think Penn State. I mean,
they'll pull
USC. I think they just lost to Minnesota last week.
Okay.
I think playing that Big Ten style of football, they're not there yet.
That's fair. That's fair. Who do you got in the Red River?
Texas.
Texas? Okay.
I think Oklahoma just doesn't have enough
offensive firepower.
Yep, they can't keep up.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Just why I watched them earlier this year, talking with Lank and everything, and he said the offensive line just isn't there.
Yep. And Texas is arguably the best team in the country.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, they're not losing to Vanderbilt.
No. I mean, hopefully not.
Hopefully not. I might eat those words in a few weeks.
Then we have, you're going to be playing like Nick Saban. So some interesting games there this weekend, college football wise. Definitely a good Saturday.
Sure.
But moving on to NFL, we'll go through and do our picks now.
Yep.
We got Thursday night game, 49ers at Seattle.
It could be a good game.
49ers are favored by 3.5.
That could be a very good game. And it's at Seattle.
Yeah.
And the 49ers are favored.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle took their first loss over the weekend. I'm going 49ers. But I really do think Seattle might cover the 3.5.
I'm doing the same. I think San Francisco covers the 3.5.
Yeah, I think they come back after losing to Arizona, and I think the 49ers get the win, but I would, if I had to take points, I'm taking Seattle with the points.
I think Seattle's beat up. They had the Lions, then the Giants, two physical teams.
Yep.
I think the 49ers are going to come in and out physical them too.
Mm-hmm.
And
now, this is a week that I'm way more confident in saying the unders will probably roll in that game.
I could see that.
It being more of a defensive struggle than anything, especially with how that stadium plays and everything like that, how loud it gets.
Yep.
12th man.
So, see if they can get them rocking on a Thursday night.
Yeah. Should be. I've liked the Thursday night lineup so far. Years past, they've always been the dumpster fire.
It's been good games.
And I just think that Amazon was like, NFL, you're going to stop giving us shitty games to broadcast.
Yeah.
Like, we signed on this deal. You need to give us some good games.
And they have good broadcasters.
Oh, very good.
Very
good. Oh, yeah.
Then we got Sunday morning from London.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a team that may be moving to London at some point. The Jacksonville Jaguars at the Bears. So it's Jags Bears. The Bears are favored by 1.5.
I like the Bears again.
I like Jacksonville.
Okay. Think Jacksonville's going to hit a little bit of a stride here? Or is it because they've played in London so many times you think that it is a true home field advantage for them?
I think they found something last week.
Okay.
And I think the Bears kind of did too.
You're making me second guess the Bears now, but I'm sticking with the Bears. I've yet to let you influence me once this year, but this one is one. Mark it on your calendars. This will be the one where I have the option to switch, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with Chicago.
The other thing that makes me want to go Chicago is all that hurricane stuff that just came through, and all the players
they haven't really had a chance to practice. Yep, that's another one I think that the unders are in play.
Yeah, I would say unders are in play.
Two really good defensive teams.
Mm-hmm.
So especially Chicago more than Jacksonville, but Jacksonville doesn't have a slump defense.
No.
So, but all right, there's our first opposite.
Yep. Then we have Arizona at Green Bay. Green Bay's favored by 4.5. I like Arizona.
At Green Bay, I like Green Bay. Especially with those giving Green Bay 4.5 points. Especially with that, but I like Green Bay to win it straight up as well.
I like Arizona to cover at least, but I'm picking them to win.
Well, that means they're going to that means they're going to win by more than 4.5.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
right, that's fair.
I think Kyler Murray's found something.
You expect a touchdown, bro, almost a touchdown or better than.
I think the Packers are not there.
Okay.
I think Jordan Love is still
shaky.
I think their offense is still not
stale.
Figured it out.
It's very stale. Yeah, I got Aaron Jones in another league. He's been another one that's been a big disappointment.
Yeah. So
sorry,
Aaron Jones is on the Vikings now.
The Vikings, yeah, sorry. Well, he's still been a disappointment on that team. That's been a ton of offense except for him. But yeah, they got Josh Jacobs.
Yep,
that's right. They signed Jacobs, who's been
good.
He's been with the Raiders. He has one or two really good games, and then all of a sudden, doesn't look like he leaves the bench.
Yeah. Then we have Colts at Titans. You know where I'm going.
I know where you're going. I know. Fresh off the bye week.
Tennessee is favored by 2.5 too.
Ooh. Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
I feel like you have to go against me on this one
I
to
do.
spite me.
Indy. Yeah.
Indy? All right.
Yep. And here's me hoping Indy that Richardson doesn't play. I want Flacco to play. I know Flacco can beat the Titans. I don't know if Richardson can beat the Titans yet.
We'll find out. And then we have Texans at Patriots. Houston's favored by 6.5.
Houston.
I would agree.
Yeah. Yep. I'll actually take Houston covering the 6.5 too. I think they win by more than a touchdown.
Yep. And then we got the Bucks at the Saints. Tampa is favored by 3.5. Obviously, a lot going on there in Tampa over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
But no Derek Carr.
Yeah, you got to go Tampa.
Yep.
Got to go. Yeah, I'm going Tampa. You can do as you wish.
Yeah, I'm going Tampa as well.
Yeah. I think Baker's out for blood now.
Yeah.
After losing that game to a field goal at the end, he's out for blood.
Then we got Browns at Eagles. Phillies
fly Eagles
favored
fly
by 10.
Wow. Fly Eagles fly, but I would definitely take the Browns with the points.
I don't know. The way they played last week.
Yeah. Never know. Definitely Philly, though.
Yeah, I got Philly. Game of the week. Commanders at the Ravens.
Yeah, baby. All right.
Absolute game of the week.
Here's my bet for you.
All right.
You can accept, you can deny. If my Baltimore Ravens win, you have to wear a Baltimore Ravens jersey on next week's podcast.
How about if the Ravens cover?
Win. It's a win or lose. No covering. What are the Ravens favored by?
6.5.
No. It's going to be closer than that.
That's what they're favored by.
No. If the Ravens win, and if you're here you go. I'll give you one better. Your Commanders cover. I will wear a Redskins jersey.
Redskins, not
Commanders.
Commanders.
Well, whatever you got, because obviously I ain't got one.
I don't have a Commanders one.
You have a Redskins?
Yeah.
That will fit me?
Probably.
Okay.
Fits me. It probably fits you.
Yeah. Similar body types. Is that a fair bet?
That's fair.
I'll give you the points. I'm taking, but I get straight up. So you get we just. Oh yeah. No,
what?
Guess it doesn't matter either way. Golly. How
about this?
Come on.
How about if Jayden Daniels throws for more yards than Lamar Jackson, or Lamar Jackson throw it? You want to do it based off of that?
I really wanted to do it wins. Just straight up win, but you don't want to do that because you use a skid.
Well, this is our first real test.
Use a skid. You know what? I'll take you the bet. Points. We cover 6.5.
All right. There we go. I like it.
I'm gonna wear a friggin' Redskins jersey and we're gonna win. I'm wearing a Ravens hat though. Fuck you.
You do it.
But I will wear the jersey just in case you all cover.
So just to clarify, you're going Ravens.
I am going Baltimore. Yes.
All right. I'm going Commanders.
You are?
Yes.
Yes, I'm getting the game back.
We'll see.
If the Commanders win, I'm going to lose my shit.
That Ravens defense hadn't looked all that great.
You all ain't had a real test yet.
We'll see.
You all haven't had to stop Lamar and Derrick Henry yet.
See him every day in practice.
Yeah, I bet you do. Should be a good game.
Just a little bit of a better passer than Lamar.
I think you're absent. No, he's not. No, he's not. Get the hell out of here. Come on, dude.
I'm sorry.
Lamar has 2 MVPs.
I'm just saying a better passer.
How are you already saying he's a better passer? You can't.
It's not hard to see.
So you're telling me Lamar? He's already a better passer than Lamar, but Lamar's won 2 MVPs in the NFL already.
100%.
I think we should move on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should move on because I'm going to get infuriated very quickly by that point of view. Good Lord.
I think he's a better pure passer than Lamar.
Then let's make another bet.
Okay.
We'll have the points coverage, but Lamar will throw for more yards.
And what is that one?
You come up with this one. I came up with the first one.
Okay. Next round of golf. All right.
We're playing at Whiskey Creek.
Hell yeah.
And he's paying.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only reason Lamar would throw for more yards is because we have such a big lead, and we don't need to throw the ball.
No. The only reason Daniels would throw for more yards is because Lamar doesn't have to, because Derrick Henry puts up 200 yards.
We'll find out, won't we?
I guess we will. This is gonna be good.
It's gonna be a good game.
I'm gonna be tuning in. Absolutely. me and my brother have a tee time at 8:40. Now I have this much skin in the game. If we're not on the 18th hole by 12:25, we're leaving, so I can get home in time because I want to watch every single second. I haven't watched every single second of a Ravens game since the last playoff game. I will watch every single second.
How'd that work out for you?
When's the last time you guys even sniffed the playoffs? All right, then. That's what I thought. Guy's team goes 3-1 for the first time in over a decade, and all of a sudden he's talking all this shit.
I'm just pushing buttons.
You know how to
just
do it,
pushing buttons.
Yes.